Good morning. Today is September 17th, 2025, and it's 5:09 a.m. in the morning, and I could not sleep. Nowadays I just sleep and get up. It's like 4, usually 5:30, but now it's 4. For some reason my brain won't let me sleep. And here I am sitting here in the silence and not knowing what to do. Not knowing why I'm doing any of this. I wish I know my why. So I've just been sitting here on this kitchen countertop, just sitting on the bar stool, still sitting here, thinking about what I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna talk about. And it's been almost 40 minutes, 50 minutes, still nothing. Nothing but just things that happen in the past, the events, the things that has already passed. They just keep on lingering in my head, and I just cannot help it to think of it. It's like the more I try to avoid those thoughts, they keep on popping up in my head, and I just can't get them out of my head. So here I am, trying to find peace within me, and trying to let them all go. Let all of these worrying from the past to the future, and just focus on this present right now. But it is not easy. It is not easy to let go of something that you've been hoping for, something that you've been wanting. But it's time to let go. I've been trying, but it is not that easy. And yet, I still don't know what my purpose is here on earth, why I am here. Am I supposed to just work 6 days a week, 9 to 7 for the rest of my life? Am I supposed to work and work my lives away until I turn 65 and then retire and then start living my life? You know? I spent a lot of money on that Montana trip, over $2,000 for just a couple of days. But you know what? It was worth the money. I've never felt so free and alive in my whole life. You know, being out there was just like heaven to me. Even though there were like no one. It was just me driving in this this endless valley, this endless clear, mountainy, hilly, just so majestic view. It was just like me in the middle of it. It was beautiful. And I felt so alive. I drove 6 hours straight without feeling sleepy or bored. I drove the whole way without any music. It was just me and the silence. But it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And then I knew that is one of those missing pieces that I've been looking for. It just, being in nature and just be with the mother nature, and it just felt so fulfilling, and it was so beautiful. And then I would tell people that I went out there alone by myself, and then they would laugh, and they would think I'm just a loser, or have no friend to go with or anything or something like that. I don't it's like I'm getting into this point in life where I just don't really care about what other people have to say or think about me anymore. And now I come to realize that I've came a long way, Like I used to be more and more, much more insecure back when I first graduated from college. You have this master's degrees, and now you have this big ego. You gotta be working at a good tech company, making good money. Yeah, even though, yes, I did get an offer to work for Lenovo to be a software engineer. And I was thought to myself that, by now I'll be making a lot of money now, given 3-4 years of experience. But no, I took this route. And for the past 2-3 years, I blame myself now and then for not taking that opportunity and let it slip away, and then just working at a job that just consider as low status, a job that most people would look down on. Even me, I was afraid. I always afraid to tell people what I do for a living, I would be afraid of them judging and look down on me once they knew what I do. And even though now I still feels that way, but not as terrible, not as shameful. But then I've come to realize that what I do matter. I make people feel better about themselves. I make a lot of connection, met a lot of good people, and I did make their lives better in some sort of way. I did. And I'm glad. I was having something, but now I'm slowly getting into the comfort of saying and telling people that I am a nail tech. I do nails for a living. And I make people beautiful, feels beautiful about himself. And I no longer afraid of telling people that. Telling people this is what I'm gonna do. And I no longer interested in pursuing a job in tech. And then people would also always ask, so are you going to use your degrees? Are you going to use your master degree? And my answer used to be like, yeah, I'm working on it. I'm still looking for it. I'm looking for it right now while I'm working on the job. But I knew I was lying. I knew it was just a lie. It was just a way of me to escape the embarrassment. But nowadays, whenever someone asks me that question, I'm like, no. I burn that degree. I throw that degree in the trash cans, and I no longer need it because I'm not going to work in tech. And then people tell me why, ask me why. Well, it's just not what I'm interested in. I would rather do nails over that, really. I feel more fulfilled and more satisfaction, more satisfied with the work I do than sitting behind a computer and just type codes every day, meaningless codes for a company that I don't even care about. It's like meaningless work. And I could do it. I could do the job. But it's just not something that I would prefer to. Not like I love doing nails, but I would prefer nails over sitting behind a computer any day. And it's like growing up in an Asian family. You are expected to pick either engineer, doctor, a lawyer, or a nurse, or something that make good money, something that will give you quote unquote high status in this society. And that's what I did. I picked one of them. I picked the one that stand out to me the most. And I stuck to it. Even though I had doubt. I had doubt throughout college, throughout 5-6 years. And guess what? I stuck to it. Because I knew having that degree and then get the job, it would make people, it will satisfy the people in my family. That way I would be able to please them, make them happy. But what about me? What about my own happiness? That's when I realized. But I realized too late. I finished college, had a bunch of debt. And it was 2 months after I graduated college, I got that job offer to be a software engineer at Lenovo. And I declined it. I rejected that offers. And the rest of the story is this. Here I am, 3.5 years later, still in L-Tech, broke as shit. And I can barely make it through, rent, food, and stuff, but I'm still making it. And this morning I look at the news. I usually don't, but then the phone was accidentally swiped to the left, and it showed the news, and I click on it. It was about the Israel's and Gaza war, and it's terrible. Like those people in Gaza, like it. I'm not a politic person, so I'm not on any side of the story, but it's just terrible. It's just horrible for the people that live there in Gaza. Like they're saying they have to go to the south to evacuate from the bombing. But then the people there, they already have been relocated. Like you're living in the north and you keep on relocate to the south, keep on doing it, keep on evacuating, and be living in a tent with all the insects and rats and just not clean, not good condition for anyone, especially kids. And it's terrible, and now they have to evacuate again all the way to the south, and people say is a safe place, but what they say otherwise, still there are strikes down there and bombing down there too. It's like nowhere it's safe, and some people decide that they're gonna stay in the north, or they stay there rather than relocate down to the south, because they say, what's the point, Dad? Relocate from dad to dad? Dad only come once, so might as well stay, because you go down there, still the same, the same thing's gonna happen. And it's terrible. They're showing these pictures with the little kid on the cart being pushed by their dad with all their belongings, and with all the crumbling buildings and like all the smoke, and it's just terrible. It's just heartbreaking to look at those things, and it's just not, and now here I am sitting here in my apartment, and I am literally living in a safe place. I have full concrete wall surrounded, and I feel safe. I'm not like those little kids. They're living in tents. Not even tent. It's like covered by some fabric that can barely withhold or withstand the winds. And just imagine that, living in the middle of the war zone, hearing bombing every single day, not having clean water, clean food, clean clothes, having a safe place to stay, and just always have to be on the move, and death, it will come. Death is like on your mind every single day, and your life is threatened every single minute, every single seconds, and it's terrible. It's horrifying, and it's heartbreaking. And here I am sitting here complaining about my life. No, I have no idea how lucky I am to be sitting here with all this luxury, with being here in the United States, the safest place on earth, really. And I get to choose how to live my life, what I get to eat, when I get to go to. It's like all I'm saying is that no matter what situation that I consider as rock bottom right now in my life, I have no idea. I still have no idea how lucky I am Yeah, I'm in debt. Thousand in dollar in debts. But I'm in America. I can make it back. There, you're facing life and death every single day. Those things that I'm worrying right now, it's nothing to compare to the things that those little kids have to go through every day. Yeah, I'm talking little kids. So maybe I really need to take a step back and be grateful, appreciate everything that I have, because I need to know that I am lucky, way more lucky than those little kids. Oh no, I'm past 20 minutes already. Oh, that's all I got for today. Thank you for listening. I hope I'll see you on the next one.